Yes, no, maybe, yes. Okay. Good morning, beloveds. We had some wild weather yesterday. Literally, a tornado went through the neighborhood behind my job. And I don't live very far from my job. It also hit the neighborhood behind mine. I live in Oakwood Glen, and it hit Oakwood West, which is behind us. So far, it sounds like the damage has been fairly minimal. Thankfully, no loss of life, but, a lot of chaos. And we had our power went out at about 1:45 yesterday. And he said, close it down at 4:30 and send us home. Mostly because, one, there weren't that many customers because everybody was worried about the weather, even though the sun came back out, but it hit the weather storms were bad enough that it hit the national news, and my aunt in Kentucky contacted me and texted me and went, "Are you okay? Are you and Tom okay?" Yes, we're okay. And the power's back on at the store today, so I'm going to go back to work today. Okay. We are doing your spiritual power, so let's do the housekeeping really quickly. The weather is why my hair is the humidity. So that's why my hair is huge today. All right. So the housekeeping is just me reminding you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. Website is creativelife.org. Constant contact email info@creativelife.org. That gets one email a week, tells you what's going on for the week and the month, and the hot links are hot. If it says click here now, it means it. It also, it is a blind CC. Nobody will see your emails. You won't end up on anybody else's email list because of us. All right. I think that's everything. No, I have to mention the social media. I only mentioned the social media from the standpoint of we do not monetize it. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So what we ask you to do instead is to go like, subscribe, share the individual pages. Like, subscribe, follow based on which page it is, and then engage with the individual posts by reacting, commenting, and sharing the individual posts. Giovanni just came in, is now currently freaking out on the floor. 10-month-old kitten. You never know. I don't know why, but a little case of the zoomies going on in here. So if I get distracted, that's why. Oh, I think he's about to attack my ankle. This might be fun. If I scream, that's why. They need their claws clipped. Okay, so your spiritual power is a library. It says right here, it's an inspirational collection, which is what a library is, an inspirational collection. We are doing Living Without Fear. Now, Living Without Fear is a collection of Ernest Holmes' early Science of Mind magazine articles, which I think is really cool. So is Discovering a Richer Life. It explains why it sounds like he's sitting on the other end of the couch talking to you or across the table from you. I'm really enjoying it. I hope you are too. And so let's get into this because I want to make sure that I give it its time, and I'm running a little bit behind. So all right. So the article today, we are in part 2 of Living Without Fear, which is growing from fear into freedom. So today's article is Thinking Constructively. Thoughts are things. This sounds familiar enough. We have all read it many times. But if this is true, why can we not think and through thinking get what we want? We have been told that we do not get what we ask for because we ask amiss. All this seems very confusing, for we have also been led to believe that we should receive anything asked for if we ask believing. It must be that some ideas are more potent than others, that some thoughts have more power than other thoughts, and this is actually the situation. You also have to make sure that what you're asking for is in alignment with the divine nature, because if it's the divine nature can't go against itself. Like, it cannot act outside of its nature. So if what you're asking for is outside of its nature, you're not going to get that. So there are other, caveats. Okay, back to Ernest. All thought is creative, but the real constructive creative power of mind comes only from true thoughts. True, positive, and affirmative thought has real power, for it produces the correct answer. Negative thought also has power, for it produces undesired conditions. When we place a positive thought beside a negative one, when we recognize the beneficial one and understand the nature of the harmful one, then it is that we can find the true constructive idea can dominate and have complete power over the destructive one. Thus, it is that we are told to know the truth if we are to be made free. Thoughts are things. Yes, true thoughts are true things. False thoughts are false things. If we think according to the nature of the divine, then shall we get what we want? Yes, provided what we wish for is really the truth. No, if it is not really the truth. Oh, yes, if it provided that what we wish for is really the truth. No, if it's not really the truth. We can never get 5 by adding 2 and 2, although we might believe that we can. But how are we to know what thoughts to think? Well, that is a very good question. What should be the content of our prayers and spiritual mind treatments? How are we to know the false from the truth? The answer is more simple than it may appear. Goodness is the truth, and so is beauty and strength and life and love and abundance and loyalty. Even the apparently selfish desires of our hearts are true if they do not contradict the fundamental truth of the universe, which is unity, goodness, and purity. I hope that's an airplane, because that's a weird sound. Okay. Our difficulty is not great. Hang on. Our difficulty is not great, provided we keep a few fundamentals in view. We have a divine right to all that makes for a happy life. Abundance must be the heritage of our divine nature. Our life must come from life, and peace and happiness cannot contradict reality. We shall not pray amiss if we affirm these things are part of our experience. Therefore, if we ask, believing according to the law of our being, we must receive. I think that's one of the reasons why we're taught to pray from principle, not from objects. Like, it doesn't do you any good to pray for a specific house. What you are doing is praying for the idea of abundance. What we wish for and need is peace, ability, happiness, harmony, plenty, and a greater degree of livingness together with love and beauty. Possessing these, we should be in heaven, and we ought to be in heaven here and now in our daily living. That is, we should be in harmony with life. There is no power in the universe which wishes to withhold good from us. Let us forever wipe this idea off the slate of our minds. God is eternal goodness. Hence, no evil need befall us either here or hereafter. Life cannot produce death. Consequently, we cannot die, even though we pass through the experience miscalled death. Okay. That's interesting. But what is there left to ask for? Nothing. I mean, that's the short answer. Nothing. We need but accept and make use of that which already is and for us. But each shall individualize the gifts of life through their own nature, and this individualization constitutes the activity which personifies through each of us the eternal mind of the universe. This is the play of life upon itself and the desire to express, which is working through all of us. There can be no life without living, no creator without a creation, and there can be no satisfied person without an adequate expression. There is nothing wrong about the desire provided desire is in harmony with truth. A person who has no desires is asleep and needs to be awakened. What then if we should desire some special thing that we might enjoy it for a season. Can there be anything wrong with this? Certainly not, if this desire harms no one and helps us to express. Which is one of the things that I frequently said. How do you know if it's ego or if it's the divine? Who does it help and who does it harm? And here's the thing. And Ernest just said that, and I have said it before. Ego desires aren't necessarily bad. Your ego has a job. Your ego's job is to keep you alive. So when you notice, okay, this is an ego desire, if it doesn't hurt anybody, it's okay. You know, you are allowed to want things just for yourself. But when you want things for yourself, you have to be willing to let everybody else have them too. You cannot exclude anybody when you want things for yourself. That's one of the things that's where ego can trip you up. Is ego's like, I want this just for me. Nobody else can have it. That's ego. And that's not okay. That's not playing by the rules. So there, you can want something for yourself, but if you want something for yourself, you got to be willing for everybody else to have it too. Not everybody's going to want it, and that's okay too. But you got to be willing to have everybody else have whatever it is that you want. So, that's what he's saying. Check yourself. As long as it doesn't hurt anybody, then it's okay. Even if it only helps one person, it's okay. All right. But, I'm going to go back to that line again. Certainly not if this desire harms no one and helps us to express. If then we desire some special thing, why should we not ask for and receive it? But how do we ask? By knowing in our own minds that for which we ask, we now have. That's that present tense thing. In the class last night, Reverend Jesse was showing us an old document, and he said, now what's wrong with this document? And we all went, it's set in the present tense, or it's set in the future tense. You gotta want it. You gotta believe that it exists now. And the way to do that, what I have figured out is whatever you want already exists in the mind of God. It may not exist on the material plane yet, but it already exists in the mind of God. So you already have it because it already exists in the same mind that you use. If that's helpful for you, because that's what got me over that little hump. It already exists in the mind of God. Okay? This creates the image of our desire and makes a definite pattern through which the energies of mind may intelligently and lawfully act, and to which there may be attracted the conditions necessary for the fulfillment of the desire. And according to our belief, receptivity, and full acceptance, will it be done. We cannot live by proxy or attain by pretense. That's pretty cool. We are dealing with real laws and actual forces when we deal with mental and spiritual laws, and they cannot be fooled. From our own endeavor will come our own reward. Only now we know that we are dealing with a law which is amply able to fulfill the rightful demands made of it, and which is intelligent enough to always bring them to pass. But it doesn't judge, which is why occasionally we ask for things we don't really want and get them, because the law doesn't sit us down and go, are you sure this is what you want? It doesn't do that. It just delivers what you ask for, and then you wonder why you're unhappy. Well, okay. With this in mind, we shall do our spiritual mind spiritual treatment mind. Hang on. I'm getting those words all out of order. Let me try that again. Okay. With this in mind, we shall do our spiritual mind treatment work gladly and cheerfully, and with much less effort, for we are no longer struggling against life, but flowing along with it. We are going with the current and not against it. We should feel equal to any occasion and be overcome by none. We should enter in any and all true endeavors with a zest for the game and get real joy out of living. Real joy out of living. I've heard stories that that zest for living and that real joy. That's who Ernest is. That is who Ernest is. And I appreciate seeing that in his work, that he enjoyed life. You know, he absolutely enjoyed life. And he wants us to do the same. He wants us to do the same. And he's telling us it's okay to enjoy life. In fact, it's good to enjoy life. So, thinking constructively. All right, that is the lesson for today. Okay, so now I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a you got this day, it's a cleanup from the weather day, pick up any tasks that you had to put down yesterday day, a you got this day, a cuddle your fur babies day, a drink plenty of water day, and enjoy the slightly cooler weather day. Or if you live much further north than us, the bundle up day, a take care of yourself day, a I'm out of words day, good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough. Just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light, a divine spark, spirit in motion, God in action, a beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time, at your own pace. And as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are godly. So, explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be. Because the divine knows you to be good. It's all the divine knows. And from there, anything is possible. All right, beloveds. Like I said, I'm going to move on into the process of my day. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9-ish tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Oh, you know what? Check your grocery list because, Thanksgiving is coming. Check your grocery list one more time because that's one of the things we did this morning. Take care of yourself. Check your grocery list. Know that you are loved. And I will see you next time.